What's happening, everybody? I hope everything's okay. I am back doing what I love to do, which is do streams about Liverpool Football Club and laugh at our rivals. So today we're going to be doing, obviously, the press conference back to normality. As you can see right there on the picture, Salah has been voted Football Writers Player of the Year, and McAllister is the Player of the Month for April. Things cannot get any better than that. Obviously, we're champions. We're champions. But we just got to look at one thing before we go on. Please, before that, hit the likes, hit the subscription, hit the notification, all that good stuff. And your comments is right there on the screen. I had to let you guys participate, of course, from that side as well, just to show people how supportive you are. I appreciate that. I'm no longer obviously, promoting my stuff on WhatsApps or, on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. So what I do now is I just put it on YouTube, the thumbnail, obviously with the descriptions and all that stuff. And I just come on. It's too much. It's just too much we do off screen. And it's just too much. I just want to do what I do best and that's YouTube. And I've always said it. Thanks for the support, because it means a lot. Honestly, it means a lot. I want to show you something like we shouldn't laugh at, but because he's a grown-ass man. But Arsenal, they got out the Champions League. They're at the Champions League 2 days ago. They were bragging about how good they are. They're the best team. They are the best team. They've got the best players in the world, etc. But another season with no trophies. So, if you're the best team in the world, if your players are the best players in the world, shouldn't you really be winning trophies on a consistent basis? Well, it's just great to see that. When you talk too much, you let yourself down, and that's what's happened to Arsenal. They talk too much on social media, off the screen, and they think they're better than what they are. They label their players better than what they are, and then they all fail. But if you take your time, keep quiet, don't label your players as the world's best players and all that stuff, then the hard work will pay off at the end. And this is what they missed. They missed that. They missed that point. Don't be overconfident. And now we can watch things like this. I don't want to laugh at him, but it shows how much of a hurt it is for some people. And it's kind of strange, this guy, I don't think he supported Arsenal that long, but emotionally he's attached heavily. But let's watch. Yeah, get the comments through as well, guys. Appreciate everybody's son.
We're not playing well. Like, take off a defender. And put on an attacking player. These are the things that fans like us go through.
Lord of mercy. He's finished, guys. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? It's just... I understand, like, if you cry out of pride and all that stuff, but over that? Like, come on, man. Have some shame. Have some shame. He's actually crying. Oh, man. I feel bad for him because, this is a grown-ass man. He's not a young man, as you can see. Sometimes you got to take the emotional side, attachment towards a football club when they lose out. Obviously, when you win and you haven't seen it for a long time, and like us, and I cried on live TV because of happiness, joy. That's when you start crying. But over that, come on, man. Come on. Man. False belief gives you hope, innit? False belief gives you hope. And that's what's happened to them. Big up everyone that's on, man. Please hit the subscription, notification, like button, all that good stuff. Appreciate that. Please, just put the comments through. Talk to me. That's what I'm here for. Big up, Edward. I haven't seen the press conference. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm going to put on, actually. So let me check it out, brother. Let me check it out. Press conference on Islam. La, 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 la. I bet he talks about Trent, by the way. I won't be surprised. Yeah, Trent, man. Trent ain't getting any good stuff outside here, guys. You know, he's getting some bad press. Let's just put it that way. Him and his brothers are doing some schemes, you know what I mean? I'm done with Trent, you know what I mean? I've said that for years to people in regards to football. Don't be emotionally attached to players. Just support your football club, because your football club is always going to be here after those players. There you go, people. Trent is gone, but Liverpool's still here. So think about it that way. Because if you attach yourself to players, these are the kind of things that happens. Even the guys at Scouser, he's not the first Scouser that left Liverpool like this. You know what I mean? We've seen it before. Obviously, they didn't support Liverpool, they support Everton, but they still come from the youth system, eventually turned themselves to Liverpool supporters. You know what I mean? Likes of Carragher, he's an Evertonian originally, but he supports Liverpool now. So, yeah, just take that side of the you know, emotions attached to players out of yourself, because it's gonna hurt you, man. It's always gonna hurt you, and that's what's happening with this kid. A lot of people have attached themselves to him, ignoring his deficiencies, which is a lot of it from what I used to talk about. I used to criticize him, but I used to get criticized at the same time as well by criticizing him, saying, "Why are you talking about him like that for?" Blah, blah, blah. But I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm not an individual footballer fan. So I'll criticize Salah, I'll criticize McAllister, I'll criticize Trent if I want to. That's how a proper football fan should be. Treat everyone the same. If you want to win titles, you've got to treat everyone the same. When you start taking players out of that, you know, box and treating them better than the other players, even when they make mistakes and that stuff, then the other players will not perform to the highest level possible because of your negligence, you know, towards the others. So this is what you got to do. Treat everyone the same. Then it balances itself out, and then everybody will try to go towards that direction, which is winning titles. Just be careful with that stuff. I hope people learn from the Trent thing, because I know a lot of faithful Trent fans have finally come out and said, like, he's a Judas and all this stuff. But it is what it is. I don't care about that wall, you know, at Liverpool, you know, mural about him. That's the time he was at Liverpool. I don't know why people are coming out saying take it off. Well, he's won 2 Premier League titles and a Champions League and a World Cup and a Super Cup and an FA Cup and a League Cup as well. So why isn't that, you know, something that keeps it there? Think about the player that was at Liverpool rather than the players that left Liverpool. They're two different things, you know what I mean? So the good times we had with him, at least that's there. Just leave it alone. I don't know why we're going too far with things like this. Take it down and all that stuff. It's crazy. I even said about Salah a few months ago. I remember some of the big YouTubers came on here and said to me, leave him alone. I said, maybe we've got to sell Salah. Maybe we've got to get money for him. The time decided we were interested in Salah. I said, it's time to get money for Salah, like, so we could invest in the team. Because, you know, FSG ain't going to pay money to invest in the team, as everybody knows. If we had investment last summer, maybe Premier League and Champions League would have been inside, you know, inside the cabinet of Liverpool Football Club. But it's not. It's not. So it's just the Premier League. I'm happy with that. We didn't expect it. But as I said, if we had signings, maybe, you know, a lot more would have happened. And next season ain't going to be easy, because every other team, including Liverpool, will improve. And that's the frightening part of next season. It might not come as easy as it did this season, the 15 points clear of Arsenal. It might not come like that next season. So prepare for, you know, a difficult season, let me just put it that way, unless we make a lot of signings. Now Trent's left. I'm expecting 6 signings, something like that, because I'm expecting more players to leave as well. So yeah, it's a lot of things, guys. It's a lot of things that's gonna, you know, happen during the summer as well. Thank God we ain't playing in that World Cup. Let's just put it that way. That means that it could give us preparation for next season as well. So they have to go through that. You know, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City, they have to go through the World Cup, you know, and then prepare for next season straight after. So the players don't even have enough rest to prepare for the next season. But I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, wrong timing for me with that World Cup. Yeah, good luck to those teams. Let me just put it that way. But listen, next season, I think everyone is going to be, everyone has to perform in a higher level because it's the World Cup year. You don't play well, you're not going to make the World Cup squad. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting Arsenal to retain the league next season. I'm hoping we're going to retain the league. But, you know, we go far in the Champions League as well. Because you look at the quality of the Champions League this season, I don't think it was all that. I think it was overhyped. And if Liverpool were, you know, at their best, I think we would have won that. You know, the beginning of the season, Liverpool. That's what I'm trying to say. If they were there, I think we would have won that competition. But it's just unfortunate we didn't. If you know what I mean. So it is what it is, guys. You can't win them all, as they're saying it. Can't win them all. Yeah. So yeah, let me just read out the comments before I continue with the press conference. Listen to what Arne Slot is saying. I haven't heard anything from Arne Slot. I haven't even watched this. I always tell you guys, don't I? I'll tell you if I watched something and if I didn't. So let's see what he says, and then we could take the bits out of there, and I obviously relay it back to you as always. Arne Slot saying he'll be starting Bradley and not Trent. It's about time. It's a good thing, Edward. I think if you're not committed to the football club, what's the point starting you? There's no point. So yeah, we'll just move on. Let him go to this World Club Cup or whatever it is. Just get rid of him. Because, you know, with Trent, the mistakes he made here, you don't get chances at Real Madrid that you get over here. If players go past you with ease, they will actually get the white handkerchiefs out and they tell you to get out of the football club. You know what I mean? They don't like that stuff. If you're playing as a right back, because what I've heard is he might take Modric's place as a number 10. But I don't know. But that performance as he does for Liverpool, he gets away with where people turn a blind eye. Ain't going to happen at Madrid. Let's just put it that way. And I've heard a lot of Real Madrid fans actually complaining about him come to Real Madrid. So lots of things to do. I wouldn't play Trent. I wouldn't even put him in the bus, Edward, to be fair, mate. I wouldn't. Honestly, God, I wouldn't put him in the bus either. Because, you know, it will spoil the parade. If we leave him on the bus, you know, there's a lot of people going to throw things at him, probably shout abuse at him. And you don't want that, especially when, you know, the other players are there that's going to stay at Liverpool Football Club. It's not fair. It's not fair in my opinion. But congratulations to McAllister and Salah, by the way. McAllister's won Player of the Month for April, and Salah's won Football Writers Player of the Season by landslide. That is just miles and miles. He was that good this season. So, yeah, and he's the second player to do that. I think won it twice, I think I've heard. So it's him and Thierry Henry up there. Well, go figure. Thierry and Mo Salah. Whew, strange that. Who's the better player now, eh? 2 Premier League titles. Thierry Henry won 2 Premier League titles, but he's never won the Champions League with Arsenal. But Salah has. And Salah made a lot of finals as well. Hi, Fozzy. Hi, chat, everyone. How are you all doing? Like, comment, share, subscribe. LFC versus Arsenal. Guard of Honor, transfer news, rotation, and press conference. Justice for the 97. You never walk alone. Hashtag 20. Thing is, from what JK and Nalate told me, it's 98. There was one person on there they didn't put in. So, yeah, justice for the 98. Big up Abdul as always, man. Big up Jason. Let's go. I'm ready, man. I'm ready with you, bro. I'm ready. I want to listen to what Arne Slot is saying, so I'm going to relay it to you guys as well. Sorry, guys. I always have this on the big screen in front of me, so I could see it properly. We need more move. We need to move on from Trent and get new right back in to challenge Conor Bradley for that position. You're spot on, bro. The most important thing a lot of people have said is at least like Trent leaving can give us solidity in the right back position, so Konate doesn't come out of position and try to help him all the time. If you know what I mean. Hopefully, so like Konate obviously signs a new contract as well, and I agree with that 100%. I mean, if you look at how Arsenal beat Real Madrid, it's because of Timber's performance against Vinicius Junior, which didn't give him a yard of space anywhere in the pitch that day. Played absolutely phenomenal with both legs, and that's what we've been missing. Look at the Champions League final when we lost to Real Madrid 1-0 and we dominated that game. Who was at the far post when the cross come in? Trent. You know what I mean? And he's not aware of, you know, his surroundings. And that's what we need next season. Powerful right back that can defend, that can attack. We don't need those crosses. Those crosses are, you know, something special players have, you know, with like Beckham's and Gerrard's, Trent and all that stuff. But as long as you could defend and you participate in the attack and always overlap Salah, take defenders away, I'm with that, man. 100%. Big up, Joe, man. Big up, Joe. Hope everything is well. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Let me see who else is there. Faye, I hope you subscribed. Never seen you before. Faye says Trent isn't leaving. Marco Edwards, master plan to sign. I don't know, Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan, of course, by keeping Madrid away from him by the lure of free Trent. Trent will move into midfield. Everybody's got hope. Let's just put it that way. Big up Faye, by the way. Let's see. Go straight to last question. Arnie drops a massive hint. Okay, I'll check it out. So people, yeah, just get the comments. Big up Uncle Roz as well. Please subscribe to Uncle Roz. He's going to do his own one, of course, as always. Appreciate that, Uncle. Trent is starting. We'll see, Faye. We'll see. Club first, players come and go. Spot on, bro. I've learned from that. I used to cry like a baby back in the day, players leaving and all that stuff. As you get older, you realize that's part and parcel of football. You just got to move on. And that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go to the press conference, see what he's saying. I think, with Arnie, guys, yeah. Sorry, guys, I don't know. Hopefully the sound. Oh, it's on me. Sorry about that. Let me try fix it for you. I am on, what do you call it? StreamYard, unfortunately. They're very bad at things, to be fair. I keep doing things and they don't come through for me. You know what I mean? So let me see what I did wrong here. I'll figure it out. Appreciate that for telling me about the mute. Oof, it's not a good start, is it? It's not a good start. A share. It's normally working. Don't know why. There you go. Hopefully this is better. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Let's see what he says.
Anna, first of all, it's the first time we spoke to you since the announcement that Trent will be leaving at the end of his contract. How do you now feel about his decision to go, and what reception do you hope for him this weekend?
I think, like everybody who likes Liverpool and who's a fan of Liverpool, we are disappointed for him leaving, because not only a good human being is leaving the club, but a very, very, very good fullback is leaving us as well. But I also worked at clubs like AZ Alkmaar and Feyenoord, where every season a very good or multiple very good players have left the club. So I'm a bit more used to it, maybe, that players leaving the club, and the experience I have, and by the way, this club as well, that if a very good player is leaving, the next very good player will step up. And that's probably what's going to happen now again as well.
You need to understand, when he talks about other clubs, when players are leaving, they're not Liverpool Football Club. That's the only thing I got to come in for. When Arne Slot says that, he needs to understand what club he's at. We're not those kind of clubs we managed before. We're a Liverpool Football Club, an elite club. So you're saying if he's a very good player is leaving and a very good human being, you hoped he was going to stay by playing him, and it didn't work. That's not a very good person. Let's just put it that way. He could have been honest from the beginning instead of telling you in March about him leaving. And not only did he put you in a bad position as a head coach, he's put the club in a bad position, because we're not getting anything for him, knowing that our owners don't spend money unless we sell players. I mean, self-sustainability. That's what we do. self-sustainability. Like I said, that's what we do. And not only that, we didn't buy Salah. Sorry, we didn't buy Van Dijk and Alisson without selling Coutinho. If we didn't sell Coutinho, would those two players come through the door? Maybe Van Dijk, but not Alisson. That's what I think. So, yeah, it's just Trent knowing that is a selfish reasons for him to do that. And not only that, if a club like Real Madrid, obviously is a big club, is telling you got to run your contract down because if you don't, we're not going to get you. As soon as they said that, a Liverpool boy, a Liverpool born, a Liverpool fan, as soon as they said that to him, he should have just said, you know what, sod you all, I'll sign for Liverpool, sign a new contract. But he didn't. He listened to Real Madrid. For the last couple of years, I've heard he's been talking to them. And all of a sudden, decided to run his contract down. No money for Liverpool Football Club. And you want us to be happy for him to be in the bus parade? You must be out of your mind. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke, guys. You know what I mean? He's done Liverpool dirty, Trent, what he did. He listened to Real Madrid telling him to run his contract down because if you don't run your contract down, we're not going to buy you. That's what they told him. And he fell for that. And that's disgusting, in my opinion.
Situation though about him possibly leaving the club ahead of his contract expiring so as he can play in the Club World Cup. Can you tell us what the club's thoughts are on that? Is that potentially likely to happen?
Do you know where he's going then?
We understand the direction of travel is Real Madrid.
Okay. No, he hasn't said anything about it himself. The only thing he said is that he's going to leave the club. So for me, it's impossible to comment on where he's going and if that is a club that is going to play in the Club World Cup. You see on my smile and that we both know where he's going to, but it hasn't been said yet. So that's impossible for me to comment on. And team selection is as it's been last week. It's going to be the same thought process go through my mind for the Sunday game. I think if Connor would have been available for Chelsea, he would have started already against Chelsea. But he wasn't, so there's a fair chance that he will start Connor. Then on Sunday.
How important do you feel it is to round off the season now in the right fashion? Obviously,
guys, like a lot of us are apprehensive with Connor Bradley. Like some people are for him, some people are not sure about him. Obviously, staying fit, etc. With me, it's like many of you guys said in the chat. I am for Bradley. I want him to stay fit. I want him to play in the first team, but I still need another right back that can compete with him in that position. Because if you look at competition for places, it doesn't bring your confidence down. It brings your confidence up. So which means if Bradley is the right back, he needs to stay fit. He needs to start playing in a position that's in a higher level so he doesn't drop off and that right back behind him is going to take his place. So this is what I've always said. You got to keep players on their toes in order for you to succeed and have success at the same time. So that's what I'm expecting in the summer. Another right back to come through. Frimpong is being touted around like the Bayer Leverkusen right back. He's all right. I haven't seen much of him. Whatever I've seen of him, he's all right. But is he capable enough of challenging for the right back position with Bradley? We don't know. We have to wait and see if he comes to Liverpool, that is, in the summer. So, as I said, every position next season has to have two players. Why were Liverpool successful on the club when we was winning those trophies until the pandemic came? Because every position had two players. You look at the right wing, we had Shaqiri and obviously Salah. You had that front Origi, Sturridge, Firmino, and whoever else that was there at the time. You look on the left, you had Mane, you had Minamino, and you had other players that could play there as well. So it made everyone in their position play, in a level that they can't drop off throughout the season. And remember, Uncle Ross mentioned that the other day, which was very important to me, when he said, when we was that good, we didn't even have to worry about the game because we already knew we was going to win either in the Premier League or in the Champions League. It was just about how many goals we was going to win by. And that was true. I was confident. I remember World Cup, Champions League, Premier League, anything we was going to win the game because we was that good. And I missed that. I really, really miss that. Obviously, we won the Premier League this season, but was it convincing, the games? Not really. I want to get that aura back. When we go into games, we know we're going to win. Like when we go to Arsenal away, we know we're going to win. When we go to Chelsea away, we know we're going to win. No hesitations. You know what I'm saying? That's what I miss. I really miss that. And I hope we get that aura back, because we need it back. And we need, especially next season, being champions as well. Yeah.
So you've got a chance now against Arsenal. In some ways, people look at it as potentially an opportunity again to lay down another marker ahead of next season. But do you feel you need that momentum to carry into next season now as well?
I think we want to win every game of football, so we were disappointed losing against Chelsea. And that's nothing different for Arsenal. These two clubs have the highest possible standards of what you can ask for, both very good teams. So yes, we both want to win, but it's a bit different than when the league would still not been finished yet, in a sense of that we wouldn't have had won the league title yet. But yes, we definitely want to win the game, but I don't think that's any different to Arsenal.
Anna, did you watch Arsenal in the week, and how do you assess the shape that they're in heading into the weekend?
Yes, of course, I've watched it. I've watched Inter against Barca as well. Sorry?
That was better. It was a great game, wasn't it?
It was, but a friend of mine said to me, was it that much more entertaining and that much better, or was it because every chance at Inter and Barcelona it was led to a goal, and then all of a sudden it's 3-3 or 4-3, and everybody's wow. But maybe the same amount of chances were there with Arsenal playing Paris Saint-Germain, but not every chance was a goal because of both goalkeepers. And I knew already how good Donnarumma was facing him here at Anfield.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a surprise to me. Both games were, I think, a joy to watch. So there's been not so much said about the format, but I think the end stage of every tournament, no matter what the format is always nice. And the quality all four teams have shown in these 4 games has been extraordinary as well. So joy to watch both games, to be honest.
Listen, both games. That Barcelona and Inter Milan game. I favored Inter Milan. I said Inter Milan is going to win the Champions League before, because Inter Milan reminds me of us a few seasons ago when we won the Champions League. We was in and around the Champions League. We lost the final and eventually won it. And that's what I see Inter Milan. Out of experience, they will win the Champions League final, in my opinion. Because they've been in and around it. Obviously, lost the final, didn't do well. I think the other one, but they came back this one as well. So, yeah, Inter Milan all the way for me. I hope Judge Mo is happy with that. Yeah, so yeah, that game. Forget about the defending. Everybody talks about the defensive side of the game. I don't care about that. Sometimes you just got to let it go. It was terrible defending from both sides. Every time every time there was an attack going forward, someone was going to score, and they did. Let's just put it straight there. The quality of the Champions League this season hasn't been all that. Obviously, it's different format to the previous one. Did I enjoy the format? It was all right when Liverpool were doing well, but what I realized is if you finish top, you're not going to get easy games after that. So just play and finish in the top 8 and see what you get after that in the future. Don't put all your energy into the games anymore, because it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Let's just put it that way. Let's get back to the press conference. Yeah, Inter Milan versus PSG. As I said, Inter Milan is going to win, in my opinion. I have experience and trying for a while.
I know you've spoken about Conor Bradley a fair amount in recent weeks. I just wonder now that there is certainty over Trent's situation, how highly do you rate Conor in terms of, I know there's a lot of potential and what he's shown so far in the Liverpool shirt has been pretty impressive, but to be a potential first choice right back for the next few years, can he do what Trent's been able to do and come through the ranks and establish himself as one of the best right backs that Liverpool have had?
Yeah, let's not compare him with Trent. Now already there are also 2 different types, in my opinion. With Conor, I think we all see the potential, but last week I walked onto the pitch together with him, and I looked around because for me it was the first time, and I was very surprised to hear from him that he had a comment about the stadium as well. And I looked at him like, "Didn't you know yet?" He said, "No, it's the first time that I'm here as well." And that was a bit of a surprise to me, because for me, he's already further in his development than being for the first time in an away game like Chelsea. Very talented player, Connor. Unfortunately, hasn't been fit throughout the whole season. And it is, to become a very good player, you have to be available every single week as well. And that's the first step he has to make for next season. But we have a lot of confidence in Connor as a very good fullback for Liverpool. And that's already what he's shown, I think, in the past 2 seasons.
If I have a little criticism of Conor Bradley is his concentration in defending sometimes. It's not as bad as Trent. Let me just put it that way. Don't have a go at me about that. When a player is getting at him, trying to dribble past him, he doesn't expect it. And so the player gets past him eventually. That's if you look at Cole Palmer the other day when he went past him, I think they scored a goal after that. He needs to have a concentration level to expect players to get past him. So be ready, if you know what I mean. What I love about Conor Bradley is his determination to get back, unlike the other right back that's leaving. He's very determined to get back and win the ball back. I love that. But maybe with more games, he will learn how to do, the defensive side better. That's the only little criticism I have about him. Obviously, he's still growing, so he's not going to be always available for now. But he needs to make himself available as much as possible as well. Big up, Phil, brother. Oh, good, brother. Oh, good. True Don. You guys are calling Faye delusional. Listen, each to their own. Whatever they want to think, each to their own. I respect everybody's opinions in here. So if she thinks he's going to stay, it's her opinion. Trent is not staying. What are you smoking? Let's take it easy, guys. Let's take it easy. Abdul says, big up, obviously, for the Trudon, Phil, SK, and Edward. Big up. Sorry, did I miss SK? Oh, SK is there. Yeah, I really put his comment up. Big up, SK, by the way. Big up, Trigger TV. Get him out. Get him out. Okay, you're not wasting any time. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I don't think he should be participating in the bus parade. He needs to not be on that. But I respect the mural for his, contributions to Liverpool Football Club when he was there. I know a lot of people want to take that down, but let's not be petty. Also, Arnie Slot has already said that he doesn't rate Trent in midfield, so he wouldn't be playing midfield under LFC. Yeah, that's true. I don't think many people rate Trent in the midfield, because I remember him in the Euros for England. They couldn't find a place for him at right back because they had Trippier, I think James was there, and Carl Walker. They didn't trust him as a right back. They played in midfield. He played in midfield with Bellingham, his best mate, his future best mate, and it didn't work. He hasn't got the aggressive side of the game. That's what I've always said. His aggression is not really genuine. It's just fake aggression sometimes, and that's what he hasn't got. He needs to get stuck in midfield. He needs to win battles in midfield, win in the air, win on the floor, retain the ball somewhere somehow. And he can't do things like that. So this is why he's not a midfielder. When people tell me push him up into midfield, I say he's not a midfielder. He's not good enough to be a midfielder. And I'm not wrong about that, because every coach agrees with what I'm saying. They don't put him there. So what happened with England in the Euros? They put him on the bench. And that was it after that. As I said, he gets away with a lot of errors at Liverpool Football Club. At Real Madrid, they don't allow that. And he could be back sooner than you think, because already Bellingham is getting a lot of criticism at Madrid for his performances this season. It's not the same as last season when he was running all over the pitch and winning battles, with getting a lot of goals and, contributing with, assists and all that stuff. This season, you look at Bellingham, he just looks like a player on the pitch, and that is it. There's nothing coming out of him that's special. It's crazy. I'm just getting to the comments, guys. Apologies if it's a bit late. Salah won it 3 times now. Oh, okay. My bad, man. I don't do player individual stuff, True Don. I'm just about, watching football and what Liverpool win, not individual stuff. It's not for me, bro. Big up, big up, big up, big up, Slime. Now my lads are out on all fronts. We are gonna fight for at least a point on Sunday. Oh, you talking about Arsenal? It is what it is with Arsenal, man. Just be humble, man. As you've been told in the past, be humble and you'll be fine, my friend. Big up, Alexandra. Big up. Yeah, no need sugarcoating. Trent. Yeah, selfishness. No, we can't. We can't, bro. We just got to be real with it, and we know what the reasons are. And he sacrificed Liverpool because of it. And that's unforgivable, in my opinion. Let's continue with the press conference.
Arnie, you made 6 changes last weekend. Given the result, is the plan still to use some of the squad players for the remaining games of the season, or does that result change your planning in any way?
I think there are a lot of influence on the decisions I make, and one of them is also definitely losing a game of football. So I'm not looking forward to lose all 4 of them. So, but there are more things going into a lineup than only losing or only rotating, giving the chance to other players. So yeah, we will wait and see how we play on Sunday. But I already said that Connor is going to start because I think he needs playing time as well to get some games under his belt to be better prepared for next season.
And even though the title is now won, I guess you'll expect a really sort of edgy, competitive game against Arsenal, given they've been the closest team to you for most of the season.
Yeah, it's difficult to predict, but I think both teams look forward to play this game.
Oh yeah.
But it's difficult to predict if maybe there's a little bit at stake for Arsenal because.
Guys, don't underestimate this game. You know, if you think like Arsenal dropped out the Champions League and they're going to underperform against Liverpool, they want to like put a statement out there, you know what I mean, of their season, which is, you know, obviously finishing in the top 4. I think I've heard they still might not finish in the top 4 if they don't win their games or something like that. So, yeah. They're going to come all guns blazing at Anfield. They're going to try to beat us, but I think we should beat them because, you know, it will give us, it will give the title more clear understanding. Like we beat our rivals to win the league title. You know what I mean? And, you know, we don't want to be part of that lower points winning league titles. We want to be in the highest possible. I think the last one was Man City, 86 points, the real COVID season. I want to go above that. You know what I mean? Closer to 90 or probably 90 in the 90s. So just to show people, you know, Liverpool were dominant in the season, of course. I know a lot of people don't care about it, but the more points, the better for the team, in my opinion. So, yeah, Arsenal's going to come. They're going to try to do their best. They're not going to rest any players. You know what I mean? They have to finish in the top 4 as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a quality game on Sunday. I've got no doubt about that. Hopefully, I could do watch along. I'll try, but you never know. You never know. Let me just read the comments. I know everybody is not happy about that. Sorry about that. Let's go. Wenger said Trent would have been speaking to Trent for. Hang on. Wenger said Trent would. Oh, okay. Edward says Wenger said Trent would have been speaking to Real Madrid for a long time. I think that's what you meant, right? Yeah. I've got no doubt about it. 100%, bro. Big up, Norm. Can't wait for the parade. We're gonna meet up again, bro. Can't wait for that, mate. Can't wait for that. I don't know who this player is, bro. I don't watch Monaco. I'll keep an eye on him. Vanderson looks good at Monaco. I don't know who that is. It's new to me, bro. It's new to me. Sorry about that. Let's get back to the press conference. Oh, so let me just go and see what Norm is saying. Sick of local players. That's a great start, Norm. Sick of local players doing this to us. Let's not forget the crap Gerrard put us through after we won the Champions League in 2005. None of these players are loyal. I mean, none. Team first, no more individual. Yeah. I'm not all about that. Like I said, adoration. I'm never about that, bro. I've always said it. Like, get that feelings out, man. Get that feelings out of your system, because it's always gonna hurt you, man. It's always gonna hurt you no matter what. I gave this warning a lot of times, Norm, as you remember, on the channel, and it's affecting a lot of people in a different ways. I see people swearing at him, people racially abusing him, and people racially abusing me. Just say good luck to him and thank you very much. I wrote obviously a disappointing, tweet towards him about the way the fans supported him, and they turned a blind eye on a lot of his deficiencies. And I said, listen, I'm not that type of person that swears at people and all that stuff. So I said, thank you for the memories. And, you're never going to come back to Liverpool again. If he thinks like that, what he was saying, I want to return to Liverpool, support the team. Well, the only way you could have supported them as a true fan is still being at the club. And you chose not to. So, yeah, I've moved on, man. I've moved on. Big up, Norm, by the way.
They will qualify for Champions League, but I assume they prefer to end up second than end up 3 or 4. For us, we can only end as a number 1. But so it's difficult to predict if it will be edgy, yes or no, but it will be a game of football where there are 22 players on the pitch that are from a real high quality, with players that can come off the bench that have the same quality. So it's a game to look forward to, as many, because there's Real Madrid, Barcelona during the weekend. There's Benfica Sporting in the weekend.
Oh, wow.
And you guys don't know because you're not interested in Holland, but it's PSV, final PSV as well. So a lot of nice games to look forward to during the weekend. Unfortunately, all on Sunday. So I miss out on almost all of them, except for Liverpool also.
Just to go back to Trent, everyone seems to have an opinion on him, and certainly since he made his announcement this week, we've had journalists, media, fans, everyone have their own opinion of him. How has he handled that sort of fallout, and how do you think, what sort of reaction should he get? Are you concerned about the reaction that you might get when he does play?
Now that people have an opinion about us, if it's Trent or me or someone else who works in this industry, that's not new for anyone. Probably it's a bit more for him now than he's used to, and maybe a bit more negative than he's used to. But I don't follow all of this. I'm not here to tell the fans how they should react. I will see Trent in a bit, and the boys had a few days off as well. So I will wait and see how he feels about him announcing that he's going to leave the club. I did speak to him on WhatsApp, but let's wait and see. But I'm not here to tell the fans how they should react. I think we're all disappointed, but Trent is the first one also who said that he would prefer us as a team and us as a club not to be too much distracted by this announcement. So I'm hoping that all the energy on Sunday.
What a stupid saying. Like, I hope you're not going to be distracted. What are you talking about? Of course it's going to distract. You spoiled our parade. You spoiled our, happiness by announcing that you're leaving. And you're telling us, like, I hope it's not too much distraction. What? This is the dumbest thing I ever heard. It's only Liverpool Football Club this happens to. When we're happy, there's always a downer somewhere in that football club. Like, Trent, why didn't you just announce before we won the league that you're leaving, so we couldn't play you? We'll get someone else to play in that position. I don't think he contributed a lot in the season either. Everybody talks about that Leicester game. We've won the league by that time anyway. So forget about that stuff. I hope there's no distractions. What are you talking about? You spoiled our happiness. We were celebrating after that Tottenham game. Everybody's rewatching stuff, crying again. And then all of a sudden you give us a bombshell. You know what I mean? And telling us that you're leaving the club and all this shit. And then you want us to just be happy about it? Wow. Listen, when people are happy, you don't spoil that happiness. I wish he announced that in the summer or something like that. I know he wants to go to this World Club Cup rubbish, but Come on, man. A real fan of the football club doesn't do that, man. They don't do that, and he did. Unforgivable, that one. Unforgivable.
It goes to the players and to the support of our fans, and as less as possible to Trent, unless it's positive. Then they can do whatever they want.
His departure would leave you a little bit light in the right back area. So is that sort of another area you've got to look at?
Is that true?
Well, you play Confrence there, but he's probably not a right back. Joe Gomez has played there, but he's probably not as comfortable as it's said.
Listen, forget about the Joe Gomez and Kwanzaa right back position nonsense. We need a new one, okay? We need a new right back. I don't want to hear about Kwanzaa and Gomez. Gomez has been here, I think he's been the longest serving Liverpool player in the first team. And we're still waiting for him to get fit and not get injured. So allow that one. Just let the guy go, man. Let the guy go. As for Kwanzaa, he's not a right back. We've tried him, it's rubbish. He's a centre back by trade. We're even questioning his centre back, ability. So stop that. Get a right back through the door. Let's compete, man.
Right, so I'm sure it is an area you look at the strength.
And we've got Conor Bradley, and I've played Curtis Jones over there. So 4 players that can play that position. I agree with you, one of them that is the ideal position, and Joe Gomez can play there really well, in my opinion, but maybe his favorite position would be centre back. I agree with you. And for Jurel, it's the same. So, yeah. I think it would be a surprise to you if I would tell you now, yes, we are looking at this or we're looking at that. We don't talk about contracts over here, so we don't talk about the positions or if we want to improve the team in certain areas. There were, first of all, and that's the most difficult thing for a club like Liverpool, if you just won the league and we were so competitive against Paris Saint-Germain because they needed penalties to knock us out.
That's a good point, Great point. I agree with that. Like PSG didn't really knock us out, at the Champions League with that, penalty shootout. So we beat them in one game, they beat us in penalty shootouts. So we've done well. Imagine we had, some signings that can back up these players so they could have a rest and we could play against PSG comfortably. Imagine that. We could have had 2 trophies right now. But no, we didn't do that. Thank you, FSG. Thank you. You are the best owners in the world. You gave us 2 Premier League titles and 1 Champions League and 1 World Cup and Super Cup and FA Cup and League Cups. Thank you, FSG. It's all down to you, not the management. It's all down to you. I support you, man.
Then it's not easy to find better players than we already have. And if they are there, they need still to be affordable and they need to want to come to our club. That last thing is mostly not the problem, by the way. But sometimes transfer fees are.
Bayana, taking over from a successful manager isn't always easy. Can you talk about the approach you took to replacing Jurgen Klopp? And what do you think Liverpool did well to give you that platform to succeed?
Now, first of all, what Liverpool did well and Jurgen did well is leave the team in a good place. So there was a lot of quality. And about myself is not emphasize too much on the fact that you replace someone who did so well. Because there are so much general opinions in football. So, for example, if it's a bit of trouble in the hierarchy of a club above you, so in sports directors or general managers or ownership, then it's impossible to play good football on the pitch. That has nothing to do with Liverpool, but that's what they said. That's what people always say, and I experienced that at Feyenoord, where there were a lot of problems above me, but it didn't lead to us not performing on the pitch. And it's the same like this. Then all of a sudden, it's
get in there, Arnie. Get in there. I like what you just said there. I paid attention. That's the FSG, by the way. That FSG. See, he's giving you clues, people. He's giving you clues. The people above, they're not performing to the levels that he needs them to perform at, which is, buying players. And they probably told him, this summer. We're not going to get a lot of players, maybe 1 or 2, and that's about it. So if he's talking about things like this, there's always a clue in what he says. He can't criticize them publicly, but he give you clues. We've had problems ever since they've been here. So now we've got no stands to build. We've got no furlough, no pandemic. There's no excuse to sign players. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, he's giving you clues, man. Pay attention.
It's impossible because Arsene Wenger left and Sir Alex Ferguson left to do well afterwards. That is not something that always should happen. I don't believe in these things. Let's put it that way. So if you have a good squad of players, and that's what we had, just start to work with them and try to get the best out of them. And I haven't thought that much about replacing Jurgen and that it was impossible at Arsenal or United multiple years ago. Life has changed, the world has changed, so you cannot compare these situations. But if I wouldn't have said it anymore, a new manager would have already sitting here because I was sacked. People would have said, yeah, it's impossible to replace. But now this probably changed from now. If now, I don't know which manager has been at a club. If Pep is going to leave, maybe now in 1, 2 or 3 years, people say, it is possible to do well after he's leaving.
I wanted to ask you a little bit more about Jarrell. Sunday was only his second start of the season in the league at centre back.
Jarrell. Well, Abdul says we need a right back that is good defensively and can attack. It will be hard to find. It is hard, bro. It is hard to find that. I agree with you 1,000,000%. I want the same as you as well. I don't care about creativity, like, Trent. That's once in a lifetime kind of player, that can do things like that from a right back position. Be the Kevin De Bruyne of right backs. But if a guy can defend and, like the likes of Vinicius Jr. and all them can't get past, I'm happy with that, man. I just described the Arsenal and Real Madrid game. Look at Timber, the way he played against Vinicius Jr. He gave him nothing. And they knocked Real Madrid out of the Champions League. There you go, man. When you got that, it's very special. Madrid fans won't be patient as us. 100%, Edward. 100%. They're going to be booing that kid if he starts performing as he did at Liverpool, because they're not a forgiving fan base. Let's just put it that way. I've seen them attack players off the pitch as well as on the pitch. So good luck, mate. Good luck. If you think things are going to work out there, playing the way you play at Liverpool, good luck. Let's see what Cedric's saying. Big up Cedric's always. I can imagine it must be a relief to Slot when the Trent announcement was made. Now he can just focus on the future. Yeah, I think it's a relief to a lot of people, but I just wish it came earlier so we don't play him anymore. I mean, he hasn't contributed much in the title race. I'll stand by that. I mean, so it's not the Trent that was creating chance after chance after chance in every game that he plays. He hasn't done that for ages. You know what I mean? Players still get past him. So yeah. I wish he did it, a while ago. I really do. Faye says Inter Milan win it on heritage alone. Yes, I agree with you in regards to Inter Milan winning it. I said because they've been in and around the Champions League for the last few seasons. They made it to the final, lost to Man City. It reminds me a bit of us. The experience counts when you play in a Champions League final, and PSG never had that. If you know what I mean. So if you take heritage on that, yeah, it's what it is. They're gonna beat them. I think so. Even though we see some shambolic defending against Barcelona, I'm sure they'll be well organized in the final in a neutral ground. You know what I mean?
There's been a lot more focus post-match on the mistake he made for the penalty as opposed to a lot of the good work he did in that game. And it's not the first time this season that the mistake he's made has overshadowed some of the good work earlier in the game. Does that really illustrate how difficult and how rare it is for a young player to come through as centre-back in such a big club like that?
No, I like it that you are mentioning that he played a good game, because I completely agree on that. He played a really good game. I think maybe the last step he has to make, and he already made that, but then on consistently level, is not to be involved in that moment, what happened in the last minute, because he has all the qualities, and he's already shown that to me, but I think also to you, to play for this club. But the biggest part of us winning the league is, of course, consistency, and that is the most difficult part for a younger player to get in his to get that as well. Some of them, like Lamine Yamal, it's not a really big problem for him to find consistency in it, but yeah, that is. But Jarell has done. I think he developed really well throughout the whole season, and the next step is for him not to be involved in a moment like this in the last minutes, which had no impact on the result. But it would have been nice for him if it wouldn't have happened, because then probably everyone would have been much more positive about his performance. But Jarell is fast, he's strong, he's comfortable on the ball. He has every ingredient a centre-back for this club should have. And now the last part should be consistency in his performances.
Wow, he said that about Jarell. Wow, never thought that, because, he punishes him a lot, if you know what I mean, guys. Do me a favor, guys. Can you hit the likes and, subscribe if you're new as well? Yeah, he punishes him a lot. When he makes a mistake, he's always out compared to other players. So I'm surprised he said that about Jarell Quansah. Really surprised. So I'm guessing he's staying. He's not leaving anytime soon. Yeah, it was always going to be difficult for Quansah, guys. Like 2 seasons. One season is your breakout season when you come into the team and nobody knows how you play. Then this season they know how you play, so they caught you out. So yeah, what he needs to develop as a player is be more aggressive and be more cautious of your surroundings as well. I believe what he said about him being quick. I've seen him chase Rashford once, like a race, and he beat Rashford to the ball. It takes him a while to get up to the speed, but I was shocked. I was shocked when he beat Rashford, because Rashford is quick, lightning quick, by the way, as well. So yeah, with Quansah, just give him time and patience, guys. I think we're too harsh on him at the moment. It's his second season, and it was never going to be the same as the first season, because now he understands when teams study you and play against you, it's a difference to the season that nobody knew about you, and that's what's happened to him. Yeah. As for people who think Kevin De Bruyne is coming to Liverpool, forget about that, guys. Let the guy go, man. He's 33, can't run anymore. He looks overweight. He's not even staying at Man City. If he can't play for Man City anymore, what makes you think he's going to play for Liverpool? Let the KDB thing out, man. He had the chance to join Liverpool years ago when he's saying he's a Liverpool fan, should have put himself in the market for Liverpool. He didn't. Chose the other side. It's done. I don't want to go back. I want to go forward, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So Abdul says we need a left back, centre back, right back, defensive midfielder, number 9, optional, number 10, or right wing. I think we're going to need, obviously, a left back. We're going to need a centre back. We need a right back, and we need a DM, and we need a number 9. The optional part, we don't need number 10 because we've got a few number 10s at the club. Right wing, as long as Chiesa is there, it's going to be difficult for us to bring in a right winger. Chiesa signed a 4-year contract when he signed his contract at Liverpool, so that's going to be difficult for us, if you know what I mean. I've always vouched for Alvarez. I'm an Alvarez guy. I'll stick by Alvarez, and I see a lot of people coming towards my direction about Alvarez. Forget about this thing about, he's been at Atletico Madrid for 1 season. That's going to be impossible to sign. Atletico Madrid haven't done well this season, so they do need to sort out their financial side, and us giving them probably Darwin Núñez plus cash to get Alvarez the other way is the right thing to do. They've done it in the past, guys. They got rid of players in their first season in the past. Let me give you an example. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scored over 30 goals at Atletico Madrid in his first season. Next season, where did he end up? At Chelsea. So when you make the right price for Atletico, they're willing to negotiate. They're not that type of club that keep players for the sake of keeping. It's all about balancing the books as well. You know what I mean? I know we want Isak, some of us. Forget about the romantic side. He's going to cost a lot of money, number 1. Number 2, he's an out-and-out number 9. I know, like, Kwasi and me discussed it. He told me he could play as a number 10 and all that stuff. But you can play in those positions. But if you haven't got the intelligence to play in that positions, what's the point of that? You know what I mean? But Alvarez has the intelligence to play in those roles. We've seen him doing it in the Premier League, and we see it at Atletico at the moment as well, and for Argentina when he played in the World Cup. So, yeah, I think he's got an all-round game that suits Liverpool to the highest level, and that's what I want. That's why I want Alvarez, and a lot of people are coming towards me. Nice, I like that. Faye says PSG are in Man City's first final loss stage. Yeah, agreed. I'd push McAllister further up. Edward says he can score more goals when he's further up the pitch. He takes a lot of shots from the outside. That's what you need, Edward, isn't it? And we're asking Soboslai to do that, but he doesn't do that for some reason. It's weird with Soboslai. He's got all the attributes. He's got all the capabilities of doing things like out of the ordinary. But for some reason, when he's at Liverpool, he's too hesitant. I've seen him in so many positions, about to shoot, the next minute he passes the ball off to Salah or Trent or McAllister. I mean, it's too much of that. If you're going to shoot, shoot. I'd rather have a shot that can go in or hit the post, someone can tap it in after that, something, or the goalkeeper saves it and someone can tap it, anything, or goes for a corner. Do something, mate. Stop being hesitant in your game to basically disrupt your own game. I don't want to see that no more from Soboslai. Just go forward, bro, and get the goals. Agreed, Edward. Yes, agreed. Some more new people I can see. I don't know if they're new. Yeah, but yeah, it's what it is. Johnny Boy says, what would you think if Liverpool signed Harry Kane? I don't think we're going to sign him because knowing our owners and knowing our football club, they don't go down that route all the time. Over 30 players signing. You know what I mean? It never. I can't remember it, to be fair. So with me, if you can score goals that can win you more titles, of course I'll sign him. But yeah, I don't think they're going to sign him, brother. I don't think so. Edward is going different color now. Wow. Edward. Arsenal will be angry. They've just been knocked out and they have to do a guard of honor. They will be angry, but it could knock players as well. That's what I keep telling people. 5 years of this, Arteta machine that keeps failing. It will affect players. Next season, you might see Arsenal players behaving differently. Even in the summer, they might say, I want to leave. I want more money and all that stuff. That's the stage they're at now. They're broken. That's a broken team. They're getting knocked, from pillar to pillar. They can't win games anymore. So, yeah, sort of win championships at all. So, they listen, confidence goes down from there. That's what I'm expecting them next season to do. Even if they buy a striker, it ain't going to make any difference because other teams around are going to improve as well. You know what I mean? So you got to look at it from that point of view. Everybody talks about, Arsenal need a striker to win the Premier League and the Champions League, etc. No. They should have done that last summer. This season coming, Man City is going to improve. Liverpool's going to improve. Aston Villa is going to improve. Newcastle, every other team is going to improve. Forget it, mate. Man United in the Europa League final, guys. How? Being 14th. Wow. Quality of football, eh? Yeah. Yeah. Arsenal will be angry, but it could be to the detriment of Arsenal because the players want to win trophies and they can't with Arteta. I don't think the quality of the manager is there with Arsenal. I think we'll beat them on Sunday. I think we'll beat them convincingly as well. They're broken, man. They're broken.
Is that really hard as well? Because obviously the one thing he probably needs is the hardest thing to give him, which is consistent game time. Because obviously we've got Virgil, we've got Canate already at the club, and obviously you mentioned Joe Gomez when he goes back from fitness. He's going to be in the mix as well. Yeah, that's why it's so hard to play for Liverpool. For everyone, not only for a player that comes from the academy, but also the players we bring in. To play in this team, you need to be really, really, really good. And he is competitive to the other ones, but he was maybe a bit unlucky that the other ones stayed fit throughout the whole season. And they had so much consistency in their levels. And Durrell has had consistency as well. But one moment can change the perception of a game. But one moment can also lead to us losing or winning a game of football. One moment he had the ball at the post against Paris Saint-Germain, I think 10 minutes before the end. So these small details can make a big difference in a season. And that's why, to play at Liverpool, to play at Arsenal, to play at Paris Saint-Germain, you need to do so many things well at the highest level. But the moment you do so, he can play here for
so many years to come.
The last one.
Anna, earlier this week, Arsene Wenger said he can see more big players leaving on free transfers going forwards. Is that a trend that you could see happening, I suppose? Would that change Liverpool's stance going forwards? Trying to get fees if players are running the contracts down rather than letting them go on free transfers?
You cannot deny that this happens a bit more than it did in the past, but it's not that it's like happens a lot. If my memory is correct, I think it happens mostly with a certain club that brings free agents in, and you don't see it that much at other big clubs yet. But I cannot predict the future, so I don't know what's going to happen. But it happened a few times now. But I also see a lot of players moving for big transfer fees in every single window of the last 3, 4, or 5 years. So could be a trend. Funny word, by the way. You understand it? Trend? Yeah, you're done laughing, so probably it's not funny. But let's wait and see if that's going to happen, yes or no. I don't know. I can't predict the future.
Thank you. Break off next
Thanks,
time.
Anna.
Oh, it's done the press conference. I can see everybody's, on different channels. It's okay. Please do me a favor, guys. There's other streams I've done recently. Support me in that and the views and the likes as well. Appreciate that from everybody. But get the likes up if you can. I do read your messages. I do respond to you guys, if you know what I mean. So put the messages up if you want before I go. Let me see what Cedric is saying. Arnie thinking, I hope they boo. Yeah, they are. He is. Come on, bro. He done it wrong. I mean, he gave him probably hope that he's going to sign a contract, and all of a sudden he just gives him a bombshell like that. Even winning the Premier League is not even enough for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Strange that, isn't it? You're going to win things. We won the biggest trophy possible, and you're still not going to be staying at Liverpool Football Club. Strange that. Very strange. Gomez badly can't be our right backs. Looks, right backs. Yeah, they can't be our right backs next season. Nah, they can't, bro. They can't. You can't rely on injury-prone players. It's impossible, bro. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Stay clear of that stuff. We've tried it in the past. It just hasn't worked. Does Slot saying that mean we're not getting a right back? No, I don't think it means what. Don't take too much into that. I think we are going to get right back. We have to, by any means necessary. If we want to compete at the highest level, we need to get these players through the door. So I think they will get right back. I think they will get left back. I think they should get a DM. Don't rely on Gravenberch too much. And obviously, we need an out-and-out number 9, and you know who my one is, which is Alvarez. Guys, that's me done. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I should be back maybe for the watch-along or the review. Thank you. And good afternoon. I say good night. It's not night yet. All right, guys. Take care.